All right, hey team, we're back. I will eventually get this screen recording figured out, I promise you. Okay, so I'm going to show you using equations to solve problems with this problem right here on page 315. Right here, number 4. Roberto is dividing his baseball cards equally among himself, his brother, and his 3 friends. Roberto was left with 9 cards. How many cards did Roberto give away? Write and solve an equation to solve the problem. We're going to start with this part here. There's 2 parts. How many cards did he give away? Write and solve the equation. Let's take the second part first. Write and solve an equation to solve the problem. Well, we know it's a division equation. He's dividing his cards equally among himself, his brother, and 3 friends. So that's 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people in total. Let's use C for cards because we don't know how many cards he started with. So he has C cards divided by 5. Because again, that's himself, his brother, and those 3 friends. Equals 9. Because we know that's how many he was left with at the end of the day. We don't know what he started with. This is a fraction. It's division. The opposite of division is multiplication. Make a multiplication dot. So we are going to multiply both sides by 5 because that's the denominator, and we want to get C by itself. Multiply both sides by 5. This would become 5C over 5, which 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we are left with C equals 9 times 5 is 45. So this part here would be your equation. C divided by 5 equals 9. The solving and the answering is right here. Now the second part, how many cards did he give away? Well, if he started with 45 cards, minus 9, because that's what he was left with. That's going to give us 36 cards. That's what he gave away. 36 cards. Oh man, I missed the Promethean board. So that's how this equation helped us solve this problem. We had C divided by 5 equals 9. That helped us figure out he started with 45 cards. Well, if he started with 45 cards and he had 9 left, that means he must have gave away 36. This last part, writing real-world problems. You can write a real-world problem for a given equation. Well, here's the equation. 8x equals 72. Let's take a look at it. 8x equals 72. 8 times something equals 72. X is the unknown, but we know 8 is being multiplied by x, and at the end of the day, it's equaling 72. The result is 72. So figure out a real-world situation where 2 quantities are being multiplied. Here, the book uses a hot air balloon flew at 8 miles per hour. Write and solve a multiplication equation to find out how many hours the balloon traveled if it covered a distance of 72 miles. 8 miles per hour. The hour is what we don't know. We don't know how many hours it traveled to get 72 miles. Well, here it is. 8x equals 72. 8 miles per hour, and the balloon eventually covered 72 miles. Divide both sides by 8 to get x alone. 72 divided by 8 is 9. Write a real-world problem for the equation 11x equals 38. So here's what we need to think. We have to think 11 times something gives us 385. So it's multiplication. 11 times something gives us 385. Here's a possible situation we could use. Let's think. Let's talk. It's multiplication, so let's think about money and earning money. Let's say Mr. T gets paid $11 an hour. And we could say last week he earned $385. How many hours did he work? Right? Because that would be $11 an hour. And for however long I worked, I made $385. Well, now we can actually figure this out. We're going to divide both sides by 11. $11 divided by 11 would give us just x by itself equals 385 divided by 11. Well, here's be a point where you can pause, try it, and then check back with me. Because here it is. 385 divided by 11 would give you 35. So that means how many hours did I work? I worked 35 hours. And we could always test this. 11 times 35. Try it. 11 times 35. And you will get 380. Whoa. This is not easy writing on here. 385. All right. So just think, if it's a multiplication equation, try to work backwards and think, all right, what times 11? I have to use 11 times. You could think, money, miles per hour. Think about the word per. All right, what you're going to do now, you're going to work on page 316. You'll work on page 316. And now remember, if you're my period 1 class, I'll see you on Tuesday and Thursday. If you're in my period 2 class, I see you on Wednesday and Friday. So what we'll do eventually is once you work on here, the answers will then eventually be posted as a PDF in Google Classroom for you to check your answers. And then when we do our live meet, you can ask any questions that you have about anything you may have gotten wrong or something you need clarified. All right. So work on this page and then always check in Google Classroom for the rest of the assignments. All right. Adios, everyone.